Half of all Americans are living with a silent problem they don't even realize they have. It doesn't cause pain. It doesn't show obvious warning signs at first, but decades from now it could be the very thing that triggers cancer, accelerates aging, or even shortens your life. That hidden problem is magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is not just another nutrient. It's the foundation of life, required for over 300 enzymes that control critical functions in your body. It regulates your heartbeat. It powers your muscles. It calms your nervous system. And perhaps most importantly, it helps repair the DNA damage happening inside your cells every single day. But here's the catch. When your body doesn't get enough magnesium, and for half of Americans, it doesn't, it's forced to make a dangerous choice. It must decide whether to use the little magnesium it has to keep you alive today, or to invest in repairing your DNA to protect you decades into the future. And your body always chooses survival today. The cost? A future filled with preventable disease. Right now, about 50% of Americans are magnesium deficient. That's 1 out of every 2 people you see at the grocery store, in your family, or at your workplace. Why? The modern diet is a big part of the problem. Magnesium-rich foods like dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and beans have been pushed aside for processed foods that contain almost no magnesium. On top of that, decades of industrial farming have stripped magnesium from our soils, leaving even healthy vegetables with far less magnesium than they had a century ago. It's like running your car with low oil. At first, you don't notice. Everything seems fine. But over time, the engine wears down, and the damage becomes irreversible. One of the most chilling connections is between magnesium deficiency and cancer. Studies show that for every 100 milligram drop in daily magnesium intake, the risk of pancreatic cancer rises by 24%. Pancreatic cancer is one of the deadliest forms of cancer, often discovered only when it's too late. If something as simple as magnesium intake can influence your risk, shouldn't we be paying more attention? But cancer prevention is only part of the story. Magnesium also activates vitamin D, a nutrient most people already supplement. Without magnesium, vitamin D remains inactive, meaning your body can't use it effectively for bone health, immune function, or longevity. Think about it. You could be taking vitamin D every day, but without enough magnesium, much of it goes to waste. The good news? Magnesium deficiency is one of the easiest problems to fix. Foods like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, pumpkin seeds, almonds, beans, and avocados are loaded with magnesium. A simple green smoothie or a handful of seeds can make a big difference. Supplements are another option, but not all are created equal. Magnesium citrate, glycinate, and malate are well absorbed. Magnesium oxide, on the other hand, mostly acts as a laxative. For most people, combining food sources with the right supplement is the simplest way to restore balance. Magnesium is one of the most powerful anti-aging minerals we know. It reduces inflammation, it stabilizes blood sugar, it helps your cells repair themselves every night as you sleep. Every single day your DNA is bombarded by damage, from pollution, radiation, and even the process of living itself. Magnesium-dependent enzymes are like repair crews, fixing these breaks before they spiral into cancer-causing mutations. When magnesium is missing, those crews don't show up for work. Damage accumulates, aging accelerates, and cancer risk rises. If you're active, your magnesium needs are even higher. Athletes lose magnesium through sweat, and their cells burn through it faster to make energy. Without enough, they face fatigue, cramps, slower recovery, and even higher long-term health risks. A post-workout recovery meal with magnesium-rich foods, or even a well-formulated magnesium supplement, can be the difference between thriving and burning out. Here's where things get fascinating. Your body has to make constant choices about how to use its resources, and when magnesium is scarce, the first priority is always energy production. After all, you need energy right now to survive. DNA repair? That can wait. At least that's how your body sees it. But wait long enough, and the consequences catch up. This concept is called the triage theory. Imagine your body as a company with a limited budget. When times are tough, it pays the employees who keep the lights on today, but it stops repairing the building itself. Over time, the structure weakens, cracks form, and eventually it collapses. That's exactly what happens inside your cells. Magnesium is rationed for short-term survival, energy production, while DNA repair gets neglected. At first, the damage is invisible, but decades later it reveals itself as cancer, heart disease, or accelerated aging. And magnesium isn't the only nutrient caught in this survival versus longevity dilemma. Vitamin K is another. When it's scarce, your body uses it for blood clotting right now, while neglecting its role in protecting bones and arteries over the long term. Triage theory shows us a bigger truth. Every day, your body is quietly choosing between short-term survival and long-term health. Which brings us back to pancreatic cancer. Remember, every 100 milligram drop in magnesium intake means a 24% increase in risk. That's not a small number. That's the price of triage playing out over decades. Without magnesium, your DNA repair enzymes slow down or stop working. Imagine writing a book but skipping every 10th page of proofreading. Errors accumulate until the story makes no sense. That's what happens in your cells. The errors pile up, and one day a single, unrepaired mutation flips the switch that turns a healthy cell into a cancer cell. But here's the hopeful side. People with high magnesium intake don't just lower cancer risk, they live longer overall. Studies show 50% lower cancer death rates and 40% lower all-cause mortality. These benefits are on par with lifestyle changes like quitting smoking or exercising regularly. One mineral, magnesium, can literally shift the odds of life and death. Magnesium deficiency isn't about how you feel today, it's about the choices your body makes every day, trading DNA repair for energy. Those small choices accumulate silently, adding up to real disease decades later, and yet, by restoring magnesium intake, you can cut cancer death risk in half. Imagine the impact if even a fraction of the population corrected this one deficiency. This is where diet comes in. Populations with nutrient-rich diets like the Mediterranean or Blue Zone diets naturally consume more magnesium from plants, beans, and seeds. Not surprisingly, they also have far lower rates of chronic disease and longer life expectancy. Meanwhile, the standard American diet, built on processed foods, is chronically low in magnesium, and we see the consequences everywhere: rising cancer rates, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Magnesium doesn't work in isolation. It's part of a nutrient-dense lifestyle. The same foods that provide magnesium also deliver fiber, antioxidants, and other minerals that work together to keep your cells healthy. Simple swaps, like choosing nuts instead of chips, beans instead of refined carbs, or leafy greens daily, can shift your magnesium intake and transform your health trajectory. Magnesium isn't just about cancer, it also calms the nervous system, helping you sleep better and manage stress. Low magnesium is linked to insomnia, anxiety, and irritability, things many of us struggle with daily. It's also critical for heart health, regulating blood pressure, and preventing dangerous arrhythmias. In fact, magnesium deficiency is one of the most overlooked causes of high blood pressure today. Caffeine, alcohol, certain medications, and chronic stress can all deplete magnesium even further, leaving you vulnerable without realizing it. On a larger scale, improving magnesium intake across the population could reduce healthcare costs, prevent countless cases of chronic disease, and extend healthy lifespans by years. Magnesium deficiency is a silent epidemic. Half of Americans don't get enough. Every day your body is forced to choose between energy production now and DNA repair for the future. And every day without enough magnesium, DNA repair loses. The statistics are clear. Every 100 milligrams drop in intake increases pancreatic cancer risk by 24%. High magnesium levels cut cancer death risk by 50%. High intake lowers all-cause mortality by 40%. This is one of the simplest, cheapest, and most powerful ways to protect your health and extend your life. So the question is simple. Will you give your body the magnesium it needs to thrive? Or will you let it play a deadly game of survival today at the expense of tomorrow? The choice is yours, and your future depends on it.